2022. Welcome everyone. Enrollment has started this past week for summer, and we have 2 more weeks until fall enrollment begins. Lots going on. Real quick update. Thank you to everyone who worked on the D3C3 initial grant conception. We did get that in yesterday, and so very exciting stuff though to come. So we will see what happens there, and but we got it in, and I thought we did a fairly good job. So thank you for everyone who worked on that. Let's see. Valerie, how about we start with you today? You're on the left side of my screen. And good morning.
That works. Good morning. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so as we know, the Financial Aid Office's WIG this semester is to provide support to the admissions office with implementing the CRM. We are through most of the steps that we had outlined that we needed to complete. So the last big part that we're working on and are hoping to complete in the next 2 weeks is to finish writing the copy for the campaigns that Allison and Kim have defined for us. Just again, we talked about the SAP issue last week. We have finished all of the testing to see whether or not we could fix that database glitch that prevents the students, the new students, from being packaged for federal aid before they meet with the counselor. And as we discovered, this has to do with the business practice and the colleague setup that is defined by the admissions office. So that's temporarily on hold. But the good news is we know what the issue is. The testing is complete. Now it's just the discussions on how to move forward. And then in terms of our progress with the TargetX emails, as I had mentioned last week, Jonathan and I were successful in sending out our first email campaign to some new students who need to fill out the FAFSA. We learned a lot going through that exercise. This week, Jonathan and I met quite extensively to talk about the additional fields from colleague that we need to map into TargetX so that we can continue to run these campaigns, but in a much more efficient manner. A lot of what we did with the first campaign we launched, it was very manual, adding students one by one. That's not going to work for us when we're dealing with hundreds of students, right? So we know what we need to do, and now it's just continuing to build the CRM. So we're continuing to work with the admissions team, and we'll provide them whatever support they need from us. And then we are continuing to work on writing the text for the additional financial aid campaigns. So everything is going very well in terms of the WIG. Just another quick update about my office. I'd like to welcome Andrew, our new Assistant Director of Financial Aid. He started with us on Monday. I know that he's had an opportunity to meet most of you. We took a quick tour around campus, and then I have thrown him right into the thick of awarding summer financial aid, day one, right? So as we are enrolling students, Andrew and I are frantically trying to scramble to catch up to get their awards in place, which supports retention, which supports our students. Lots of phone calls to Futures for Frontliners students and Reconnect students who have only registered for 3 credits. They need 6 credits in summer to get that type of funding. So anybody who is seeing students registering for summer, if they're a Frontliner or Reconnect student, please continue to help us spread the word about the 6 credit hour enrollment requirement. Huge thanks to Kim Latassi fielding tons of phone calls this week. It's always super busy the first week of summer registration. We were a little light staffed with Allison being out. Kim rose to the occasion. She's been tremendous. And then just a quick shout out to Sue Burns, doing a tremendous job, even in her last couple of days with us. Just has helped me out so much and is really preparing us with the transition. So got a great team. We enjoy working with everybody, and that's our update.
And I believe today or yesterday was Sue Burns' actual date of hire. So thank you for all you have done for this institution, Sue. And Andrew, if we can, if you could unshare Valerie, and we could have Andrew just come up and say hi so everyone knows who he is.
Well, Andrew's on my little login, so we're together, and I just turned the camera on. So there.
Thank you.
How's it going, everyone? Yeah, I guess there's a speaker issue with the computer in the back, but yeah, I really enjoyed being here, and enjoyed meeting everyone, and enjoyed just being thrown into the Wolfpack, and it's going well. I'm adapting really fast. It's seems like a good system, so I'm really excited about the projects and the things we're going to accomplish here.
Excellent. Welcome to the team. Boy, Andrew, no one in the right mind takes that job in the first week of enrollment, right? So, but
I think that's a
you-
requirement for every financial aid person. Just that's when they start to hire.
well, your experience is very welcomed here, and so glad that you could actually jump right in. So thank you and welcome to the team. All right, Tracy Perry, good morning. How are you?
I am good. How are you today?
I am well.
Okay. So we all know that I'm not really good at the sharing thing, but we're going to try this again. Someone might have to kick me out after. Okay.
Perfect.
So as we know, we have two different WIG goals in the admissions department. One is the CRM, which is again cross-departmentally because we kind of control everyone else's completion of the WIG because we are in the implementation stage. So not a lot has really changed. Some of the things that we're changing, again, we're looking to, well, as Valerie said, in order for those campaigns to really work, we need to upload our students into the CRM and make sure that the information flow between the systems are going right. We have met with Axiom in order to start that process of mapping the information that we need to go from the from Colleague into the TargetX system so that we can do those campaigns. And we've met with all the departments. We have our screen shared. So now it's just really figuring out what we need from each of those screens and how that's going to be mapped. So we'll be working over that over the next couple of weeks. Like I said, we already have the licenses we need. Something that Jonathan and I are also working on is the appointment scheduler and the walk-in management. We are working with, there's a Premier service that you normally have to pay for, but due to my sales and marketing skills, I was able to get a couple of sessions free. So they're going to help us with the appointment scheduling and what the walk-in management system really is. It's called Engage. So we'll be able to have kind of like a kiosk system where students, instead of just waiting to see who's available at the front counter, they can log in based off what they need. So if they need to add or drop a class, maybe change their address, the registrar department will get a notification for that. If they need help with their financial aid, have questions about their packaging, they can click that. And of course, financial aid. And if they need help with other registration issues or scheduling an appointment, that will go right to our admissions team. So that's going to be a great function that we have. And then, of course, we're going to still have to implement staff training. As far as our other WIG goal was to increase high school fall enrollment. As you guys know, we've all met Pam, and we've been doing a great job going out to the schools and meeting with the staff. So that is complete. Some other things that we've been doing as far as like the high school visits and trips. So we had a counselor breakfast here on Tuesday. A lot of the principals and some of the superintendents showed up too. It was a lot of great discussion about getting some articulations going and really working with the CTE so that students can have options outside of just pursuing a 2-year degree. So that was a great discussion, and we're going to continue that next month and develop that a little bit more. As far as we also have a senior visit scheduled to come up, and that's going to be on the state testing day of April 13th. So Pam sent out an email yesterday. We got the link out to the different counselors. So we're hoping to use the CRM to have students register for that event so that we can have a better count and know exactly how many students we need for the tours. And we're also going to have like a panel discussion to show them how to use the different services on campus, especially since these are students who probably have already made their decision and students that we know are coming to MCCC. And then another thing that Pam and I have been implementing, we're going to do on-site registration for duals on the campuses of the high school. And they're really excited about this because for one, it gives the students an opportunity to take ownership of their college experience because they can bring their forms in and get registered. And it stops a lot of the back and forth with the emails and the faxing, and that we make sure that our students or the dual enrollment students are in the class. And another thing that we're going to change, especially since when we get the CRM up and going with scheduling, I've been working with Tom, and we've been looking at ways that we can do the student tours a little bit differently. So we're going to come up with an actual training program, and working with marketing, so the same messaging is going out no matter who is doing the tours, and then we're going to have it up on a regular schedule basis because we are hiring a lot more student workers. So they'll be able to help students with the tours and the registering, and give Sherry that much needed reprieve that she needs for handling a lot of the front office stuff. One thing that's not a wig, but I thought that you guys wanted to hear about, because I heard Leon Letter talking about watching summer enrollment. So for the past 4 days, the summer enrollment numbers, so far we have 312 students registered for the summer. Last year total was 750. If we look at it like a 3% or 3.5% increase, we're hoping to get around 775 or higher for this year. So this is where we are the first 4 days. A lot of calls, a lot of appointments, and we're hoping to grow that.
All right, sounds good. We should also note that the WIG implementation that Valerie was talking about with the using the CRM, they are doing this during the development stage, not even the implementation stage. So we are running with some things, and that's fantastic. So great work there. Great work. Joe, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry I was late. My computer was beeping at me when I got here. So it is better now. IT ran over. So I'm going to share now. I'm just going to share screen here. Just a note on enrollment for summer. We did do a bunch of emails out to all of our different student types, current students, admitted students, / applied inquiries, etc. And then a postcard hit yesterday. So that was it was mailed earlier this week. So it would have hit Monday. It would have mailed probably late Monday or Tuesday. So those postcards are probably hitting all over right now to all those groups. And then we purchased a list of adult students we also sent it to. So hopefully that'll keep the momentum rolling. Our wildly important goal, I've only got one slide on that today, and then I got some slides on some other really cool major projects we're working on. We just continue to work on trying to help with the CRM in terms of the communications flows. Our goal, we've got a lot accomplished. I won't go through this whole slide. And then our goal is next goal is to have the admitted student communications flows written by April 8th, and then everything, all the architectures in terms of the flows, and then the written content over to admissions by the middle of May. So we're just chipping away at that. It's really our craziest time here when it's March, April into graduation. We just get like 15 jobs a day. So we haven't been able to focus too much on it in the last week or two, but we'll get back to that. A couple cool things. We had an extensive request for proposal. We had to go out twice to get this finally done. But we have hired a company called Signs by Craney. They are out of Flint, Michigan. They really were. They weren't the most inexpensive, but they still won. They won the business because they were the most impressive and brought the most quality. So these guys, if you've got a chance to kind of Google them, they've done some really impressive work, and I know it's up on their website. They did the bridge that goes over the highway when you're heading into Frankenmuth, which was relatively new in the last 5 or 6 years. So very, very solid company. And these are some concepts that we really liked. They may not end up being exactly like this, but April 6th of next Wednesday, I've got a smaller group of the major task force that is going to walk the campus with the consultant and really figure out where these signs are going to go and what exactly is going to be in each one of these areas. We're probably going to call out specific services. Admissions is an obvious one, as well as buildings, but we've really got to map the campus, and that's going to start next week with the idea that the signs will go in the ground hopefully in early fall, but it might be even later in fall, but that's the goal. This is millage money. We don't know exactly what the final cost is going to be. We know what the cost was that we spec'd out, which is probably more signs than we ever needed, but I went overboard in the RFP just to be safe. This sign for Braunlick Boulevard is going to be a bit more decorative. They weren't sure in the spec creative, how fancy we wanted that. And then this would be a campus map, and they did a really nice design here that we really liked. So more to come on that, and we'll keep you posted. The next big announcement is we have selected a vendor for finally an electronic catalog and curriculum workflow solution. We have been printing a catalog and doing basically a PDF catalog, which is major time intensive. It's highly inefficient, and we've been doing it for years. And in fact, I had essentially a part-time position in my office that I've converted, which is Michelle Gainier's position, that used to just focus on all the printed schedules and the printed catalog, and that consumed about 2/3 to 3/4 of that person's year. We've shifted away from that. I need more content development in my office. I need more writing. So Michelle is more of that position, and then we've kind of done away with the printed schedules, which has helped out quite a bit. Shifted the lifelong learning over to Doug. And now this is the next step in really being able to free up a lot of her time, as well as Annette's time in instruction, Tracy's time, Valerie's time, all these people that are looking at a printed catalog. This workflow solution, and you can see Purdue's here, is going to really help with that. So the company we selected has about half of the business in the entire higher ed space in the country. Has an Accolog catalog. It looks just like your website, but it is just it's real-time changes. Everything is just a really great workflow. You can see the advantages here. I won't go through this whole slide, but students expect more than just a PDF course catalog that's very difficult to navigate, and also difficult for those with disabilities to navigate as well. So it reduces catalog production time up to 75%. This change once published everywhere. All of our programs and all of our course information on the website will direct people right into the catalog, as opposed to having it in various places in the website, some of it in Colleague, some of it not in Colleague and residing in graphics files in our area. This is really going to streamline. It's going to help our staff be more efficient to do other things that are important and help our students as well. So an example here from UNC Charlotte, you can see sort of the look and the feel of it. They can sort their programs alphabetically by college, by department, by majors, certificates, and others. Everything. So if you change one thing, if you're in a program and you change a course, it's going to get changed throughout the entire catalog in the system. So it's really great. They had more than 20 examples in Michigan that they'd done. If you want this list, I can show you. I'm not going to spend too much time going through this, but just looking at a couple of these, really solid catalogs. We're excited. We're going to start this project. We're actually starting it today. I've already got a meeting today, and then another meeting Monday. The goal is to have this done by have a brand new electronic catalog by June 27th. This is paid for in the first year by HERF money, which is federal coronavirus money. So $37,000 to $40,000 will be taken care of for the first year by federal money, and none of it comes out of our pocket until the subscription years, which will be somewhere between probably like $20,000 a year to carry this on. But the efficiencies and the staff savings in terms of time and effort are just incredible. Lastly, I wanted to say we are going to embark on a new enrollment/branding campaign. Looking at all the things. We're looking for a partner right now on social media, web, email advertising, radio, billboards, etc. Right now, our campaign was built somewhat internally, somewhat externally with the help of one of our agencies. We have two that we use right now out of Toledo for different things. But for right now, we thought it was time to freshen it up and move to this. We've had this idea of doing a campaign about how student-centered we are and how student-focused we are. We've waited on it a little bit because we've had Michigan Reconnect, we've had Corona, we've stuck with the high demand campaign all through that for specific programs. Because we wanted to wait to see with the strategic plan, we wanted to tie this into getting through a couple of years of the strategic plan and getting a lot of these things done in terms of our campus transformation that's student-focused, our processes that we're changing that are becoming way more student-focused. And we've always had that personal touch. That's something we've always been a big part of our brand, so that's always been there. So it's really time to really tie in our advertising campaign, and then this will transform on campus too. You'll start to see on-campus banners as well as we evolve into maybe the second year of this. So this is a really big initiative. We're going to try to start this year with some funds that I budgeted, and then additional funds that I budgeted next year. So 6 agencies received this extensive RFP. If you want to look at it, it's at the website, basically monroeccc.edu/RFP. You can read what we're asking for in there, and we're going to have the award of business for this by May 12th. So the proposals are due by April 25th. So major new campaign. And that's it for me.
It's great work, Joe. And I don't think people realize the extent that the new catalog will really change the way we do business and interact with students. Maybe we can get you to do a presentation on what it will look like so people really kind of get a sense of what this thing brings, because it's not just a catalog. This impacts the way students enroll, the way they look up for classes, everything.
Yeah, I'd really, I could probably see, we'll talk to them today and Monday. Maybe they'd be willing to do a demo, because this is one of those projects where I only touch it. I'm obviously going to be the point person, but we touch just a certain part of it. It's touched by registrar, it's touched by academics. There's so many pieces and parts of this that I don't work in daily. So I'd really love to have Acalog maybe do a demo for this group. That might be really
That'd be
cool.
great.
I'm sure they'd be willing to.
And if they're willing to do something on Friday morning, let me know, or one of the next Fridays, just let me know. We'll just stay away from the Friday before summer classes start, please, and graduation.
Okay, yep, I'll mention it to them today.
Okay, thank you. Great job. Gerald, good morning. Great morning.
Oh, yes. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday, the 1st of April.
There we go. Let's see. Can everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So just an update. We're our WIG is to collaborate on a new appointment process, which is scheduling students for appointments in areas like the testing center, disability services, the tutoring, the writing fellows, admissions, all the different places where students make appointments, where we make appointments for students to be seen. So I've got, we've made a lot of strides. We've performed the need assessments for the different departments. But in working with this software called Accommodate that we're going to be implementing for disability services, they have built in that software an appointment scheduler, which we're going to use primarily for disability services. However, in our conversations with them, they'd indicated another type of software that they have that will manage appointments for other departments. And Jim Ross is going to be setting up a demo toward the middle of this month, maybe toward the end of this month, where they can demo that appointment software. We're currently working with Jonathan and his team down in Tracy's office to see what TargetX can do and to see what they have an appointment module there as well. So I may, because we're going to be looking at another outside vendor, adjusting some of these dates just a little bit as far as for completion, because we want to make sure that we get the best thing for our college, and certainly looking at some other options that have just recently come up is something that we're interested in. And if nothing else, and we decide to continue maybe with TargetX, we can see what others are using, and we can kind of incorporate that into what we end up using here at the college. So I'll be looking at that over the next couple of weeks and maybe adjusting these dates a little bit, just based on this new information, and that'll be as well as rollout dates and things like that. So there'll be some updates coming. But we really want to make sure that we get the right process and the right software that we can use for many, many years, and make sure that we don't, we want to move quickly, but we also want to move and get the best quality software and for our departments that we can do. So, that is my short update for the day.
Thank you. And thank you to the team that has really pushed for this Accommodate software. It really is game changing for disabilities in that it allows students to directly drop in documents and so forth right into a digital system, make appointments all in one place. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else for the good of the order? I will take it off recording. Big week. And that was a big week, having 300 enrollees in the first week for summer. As Tracy mentioned, our enrollment last year was around 700. So we are definitely in good shape in our